Hey, Mark. Hi, Mark. Takes a few seconds for this to go live, so hi, if you can see me. So what you'll need, we good, Rosso? Yeah. You'll need a block and something to pad up your knee and a wall. So today's class is based around a wall. You'll notice I've kind of shifted the camera around for the class today. So we're going to be using the wall as our main prop. So make sure you have some space to do that, and a wall and some padding, or a block and some padding. So I just noticed that somebody's popped on. I'm not sure who it is, but hi, say hello so I know who it is. You'll need wall space and also a block and some padding. So because we only have 30 minutes, I'm just going to get started because it does go quite quickly. So the playlist today is Brave Sculpt number 10. This is a kind of not so much high intensity, but it is high reps. So with body weight, using the wall as a bit of a prop. And so we'll get started together. Just press start with the timer. So we'll press play with number 10 at the same time. In 3, 2, 1. Press play. Got it. We're just going to get up and do some arm circles. I love to start with these because it just gets your shoulders ready for the work. So big circles. You can take it slower if you like. I just like to use a bit of momentum. Change direction, so go the other way. Let's get those shoulders feeling ready. You can also make little flicks with the fingers at the same time. So you're flicking each finger together. So what I'm doing is this. This just wakes up all of my fingers as well. Helps with the wrists. Now to go across this way, across the chest, is opening the chest as well and the back. So really good. We're going to do a lot of work with the shoulders today and the wrists. So that's why we'll do a couple of wrist stretches. If at any point it feels too much, please just take a break and do some of these wrist stretches again. So stopping little circles with the wrists. You're welcome to just like pedal the legs as well. So bring the foot to butt to kind of start to wake up the legs too. I like to bring my hands together and do this one. This is my favorite wrist stretch. So if you ever need it during the class to have a break, you can come back to this one. All right, we're going to come down to a plank hold to start off to warm up. So if you do planks on your elbows or on your knees, take that option. Otherwise, come into a full plank. What am I looking for? Squeezing the glutes, tilting the tailbone, pulling in the ribs so we're not dumping into the back and sticking up the booty. It's all nice and tight. This is going to be really important throughout the rest of this class. Protract through shoulders, so push into floor. Squeeze the legs together and push the heels towards the back and chest between your hands. If it ever starts to get too much, just lower the knees to the floor, okay? Now, if you feel like you're able to, you can maybe make some movements forward and back. If this is too much for the wrists, lower the knees on the beats. You can start to feel when to move forward and back. Keep breathing. This is setting us up for the core being strong throughout the rest of the movements. One more after this. Come back to center, lower the knees. We'll start with a push-up on the wall. I'm going to give you different options. So take the hands wide. Depending on where your feet are is how hard it is. If your feet are further away, it's going to be harder. If your feet are further in, there's less weight, so it'll be easier. So take your point. You're going to exhale, come towards the wall, back up. So you want to make sure that you just don't headbutt the wall. That's something just to be mindful of. Now, if this feels too easy, you can practice walking your hands out, your feet out a little further, or you can join me with something else where you can push against the wall and then back. So you're like a pendulum. Your whole body never changes. It's straight, just like that plank doesn't change. And you catch yourself before you go into the wall. If you're feeling super confident, little clap in between. That makes it harder because you've got to get your hands back in time. Let's go. Keep breathing. Watch that wall. Don't headbutt it. I did it when I was practicing. So just watch it. Don't do the version that is more difficult than you think you can handle, okay? Take it at your own pace. 10 seconds. You want your elbows going straight back and keep the chest. You don't go too far towards the wall. And there we go. Stop. So wall squat holds. Come back. Get down nice and deep. Put your lower back against the wall so that your back isn't curving. And you want your knees and your hips in one line. Sit nice and low. We're going to be here for 30 seconds. So don't hold the quads. That's cheating. This makes it easier because I'm holding my weight. My hands are up in prayer. Push that lower back into the wall. Hold. This is probably, the pose after this is going to be my least favorite pose of the whole class. And I'll show you why in a second. Keep pushing the lower back into the wall. And breathe. 5 seconds left. But we're not coming out. All right? Move the left foot to the center of your body. Straighten the right leg out. Oh my God. Now, if it gets too much, lower it for a second. Take a break and straighten it out again. Hands on the hips. We're at prayer. Keep taking a break. I know it's hard. Watch your knee. If it hurts, then don't do this. Just stay doing the wall pose. Oh my Lord. I told you it's my least favorite. 10 seconds. Can you keep doing it? 5 seconds. Take a little break when it starts to burn and stop. Pedal it out. Nice job. Down to the floor. So we're going to go towards touching our ankles, and I'll give you some different options. If your neck is really happy, you can start to reach up and down straight away. Keep that lower back on the floor. My glutes are not too close to the wall. Otherwise, interlace hands behind neck and head and come up this way. Okay? So 30 seconds, starting now. Now, if you wanted to make it really hard, you can go take your glutes a little further away and try to sit up and touch your ankles and slowly come down and lift the hands over the head. This is the more advanced option. So just take what you feel you're feeling like you're able to do today. Don't do anything that feels too much, okay? If your neck is unhappy, please put your hands behind your neck and head. Whew. My butt is getting further from the wall. Keep pulsing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, beautiful. Back to the start. Push-ups. Hands out. Pendulum swings. Let's go. 30 seconds. So option, bring the feet in, push up against the wall. If you have a shoulder injury, this is a great option. Takes off some of that weight. Take the legs back to make it harder. Or claps, makes it harder. But make sure the same thing, ribs are in, tailbone tuck, squeeze glutes, legs are strong, not saggy, not limping and back bending and moving the torso. Should be nice and strong and stop. Wall squats, the favorite. Get down, lower back against the wall, knees in line with the hips. Here we go, 30 seconds. So we're not placing the hands on the knees because this makes it easier. Hands at heart. Close the eyes. Maybe you can take this opportunity for the heart rate to lower a little bit. It's an isometric exercise. It's hard because you're holding for quite a long time, but you're not actually moving at all. Here comes the torture. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Walk the right foot to the center of the body and then straighten the left leg out. When you need to, just drop the foot to the floor. When you really feel the burn, take a break. This is really hard. If the knee starts to hurt, please just go back to the normal squat, okay? It's one thing that shouldn't hurt. Should be your quads and glutes. So close. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. I hope that was hurting you as well. Come down. So we'll do our heel ups. Take your option that you chose before. Ready? Let's go. We've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 30 seconds. So option 1, hands behind neck and head. Pulse the elbows up towards the ankles. On the exhale. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. So option to reach up towards the ankles. More stressful for the neck, but gets more into the core. Option to go a little further away from the wall. And see how high you can get. And there we are, done. Set 1 done. How'd you go? Grab your block. Next set. This one's a little complex, so watch me. Get your block, place it against the wall. Right knee against the block. Bend the right knee. We're standing on the left leg. From here, we're tilting forward and we're pushing away into the block that's into the wall and back. This is called a TP bird. It's kind of like a deadlift. Really good if your medial glute is really weak. So you'll start to feel these. They're a slow burn. So from the side, what it looks like is, imagine I'm against the wall. I'm tilting forward and back. I'm using my glutes. My supporting leg is slightly bent. This is a glute activator. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. It starts to burn the longer you're doing it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. TP birds start to really burn after a while. So wall walks. So come down onto tabletop. We're going to be walking up the wall, okay? So make sure you've got enough space. Come into your tabletop and move a little bit further from the wall, just to give yourself a bit more space. So step up, 1 foot, push against the wall, step the other foot up, start to walk up, take little steps down until you come to the floor. Tap the knees really gently. Let's go 30 seconds, starting now. Little tap of the knees, take it gentle, take little steps up and little steps back. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can have a go at coming onto your elbows and clasping your hands and just stepping up with 1 step, just once, okay? A little bit less stressful and less pressure on the shoulders. And you're done. Beautiful. Down dog on the wall. Now this is a progression of what we just did. Stand up, turn around, kick the wall, make sure you can touch it. This is when you know you're in the right spot. I'll give you some options for this one because it can be tough on the wrists. Turn around, hands where your feet are, step back, put your feet on the wall. So you're going to start like this. The correct position is when you straighten your legs and your body, your torso is actually in one line with your arms. So 30 seconds if you can. If this is too much, just bend your knees a little bit and practice from here to straightening. Just have that practice. At any point, you can come down and take a break. You're halfway. If this is a cruise for you, start to lift one leg. Point the toe, take it back, and then lift the other leg. Keep the chin to chest or looking between the hands if that's okay for the neck. So close and done. Come down. Take a break. Take that really nice wrist roll. The wrist can get a beating in these wall exercises, but it's really, as you start to put weight on the wrists, they get stronger and stronger, but you have to do it really through progressive weight, so you can't do too much too early. That's why if it does hurt, please come out of it. So swing around onto the floor, come into preparing for bridge, feet up, flat to the floor. We're going to bring the glutes up, just a low bridge, back down, hands behind head, exhale, crunch knees to elbows. Feet back, come up, exhale, booty lifts, take it down, inhale, hands behind head, crunch. All right, 30 seconds, you ready? Let's go. So booty up, booty down, hands behind head, crunch. Inhale to lengthen, exhale up, inhale, lengthen, exhale, crunch. So using the breath to guide your practice. So we have a 15 seconds, we're halfway. When you're crunching in, try to really crunch the elbows and the knees so they touch and you can create a little tension. All right, we're done. That happened quickly. Back to the start. TP bird, other side. So I'm going to swing around for this one. So you'll see me from this side. push. So place the block on the wall. The knee is in line with the bottom of the block. Bend the knee, push the knee into the wall. So you're creating tension. Hands on hips, bend the supporting right knee, come down. So this is the type of deadlift, 30 seconds. Now really stable through the glutes. Feel them work. You may also feel this slightly in the knee because the glute med is responsible for the patella as well. So if you're not stable here, it's something that this is very, very good to do. This was given to me by my physio for my glute med, and it's really awesome for helping that part of the glute work. And we're done. Take the block down. It gets you eventually, doesn't it? Wall walks. Take the option that's better for you. 30 seconds, hands down, tabletop position. Prepare for your wall walks. Here we go. So little step up, walking the feet up the wall to wherever feels comfortable and down. Tap the knees, walk up. Keep that steady, calm breath. You can walk the feet up as high as you like here. It's not like the down dog. You can reach them up nice and tall if you want. It actually is easier to do that. 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath, roll out the wrists. So optional for your next down dog on the wall, you can just do a down dog on the floor, okay, if you want, or a dolphin. Otherwise, come with us for downward facing dog on the wall. Kick the wall just to show you're in the right spot. This is a position you're going to have when you're the other way around. Turn, hands on the floor, step back, and first your knees are bent. You're going to start to straighten them. You want a right angle. So what normally happens is your feet will be quite high. I'd like you to walk them down. 30 seconds starting now. So walk the feet down so there's a straight line between your booty and your feet. If this is too much, just bend the knees and come down whenever you feel like it's too much. Neutral neck, chin to chest, or gaze between the hands if that feels okay. Option leg lifts. This is more for advanced, okay? So just take whatever level you feel you need and then break. So that is awesome if you want to get into your handstands, to do that as many times as you can, even through the day, or every yoga class, hold for at least 30 seconds to a minute, that pose. All right, bum hovers. Come down, get ready for bridge, that weird pose again. Feet on the wall, take a breath in. Exhale, lift the glutes. Inhale down, hands behind head. Exhale, elbows to knee. All right, let's go. 30 seconds, starting now. Exhale up, inhale, exhale, inhale. So we always inhale to lengthen, to open the chest. 10 seconds. Do this with control. So if this is too fast, really slow it down and make it mindful. You don't have to take the glutes up too high when you do the glute lift, and stop. Roll to the side, protect the neck as you come up. Reverse tabletop with feet onto the wall into reverse plank. So we're coming back into that position. Now, you want to imagine this one's sort of like a shoulder stand. So I'm going to bring my glutes up, interlace my hands behind my back, roll my shoulders under, and this is sort of like what it feels like to be in shoulder stand. Then I'm going to walk my feet straight and back. 30 seconds. I can't see the timer, so we're just going to go now. So there we go. So out, in. Really control the glutes. So squeeze the glutes as you push into the wall with your heels. So we're not soggy in the glutes and the legs. We're pushing the heels into the wall so the glutes are strong. Tuck the tailbone ribs in, all the same cues. Breathe. Very subtle movement. Keep that neck neutral, not looking to the side. Let's go for another 10 seconds to make sure we're here for long enough. Keep that breathing deep and strong. And then you're going to stop with your feet on the wall. The right foot points up towards the roof, pulse straight up. 30 seconds. Pointing the toe, push that left heel into the wall, pulsing straight up. Glutes will start to burn. Stay with me. Let's count together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that foot in. Start to lower the spine onto the floor. Release the hands. Knees into chest. Give yourself a little cuddle, a little rock. Isn't it better when I can see the clock? Because I think I made it even longer because I couldn't see the clock. Roll onto your favorite side. Next one is one of my favorites of today's class is a lunge. Pat up the knee though. I'll do it on the right side so you can see me. So we're going to lunge so the foot can touch the wall. The left leg is out. Now, you want the top of the foot touching the wall. Hands can interlace onto the front quad. Come down. You don't want to be too far from the wall though, because we're going to do a back bend and then push the foot into the wall. Pistol grip the fingers. Reach tall. We're going to lean back and then push the foot, the right foot, into the wall. Activate, squeeze through the glutes, tilt tailbone, chin to chest. This is going to be a challenge, so you might need to come up, take a breath, and exhale, lean back. So this is a really active way to get into your back bends and also into your strength, into your flexibility. 3, 2, and hold if you can. 1, lower the hands, lower the knee for a moment, take a breath, knees together, sit on your ankles. That can be really intense for some people. So if that was for you quite intense, take a little longer if you need it. We're going to go back into the same movement, but instead of pushing into the wall, we're going to pull the foot towards the glute and engage the hamstring. It's actually harder than it sounds. So come back up, make sure that back knee is really padded. Maybe bring that knee a little further from the wall if it wasn't. Interlace the fingers on your front shin and then exhale, foot to butt, back, exhale, foot to butt. So we're using the hamstring strength to pull against the quad. Now, if your hamstring is a little weak or injured, you might get some sharp twinges or some weird feelings in the hamstring, so take it slow because it is a really isolated movement. And sometimes the hamstrings are not used to it, so it can be a little bit tweaky to start off. 10 seconds. And stop. Come down. Sit on your ankles. Get that back nice and straight. Take a couple of breaths. We'll go back and do that set again. All right. So we're going back into that shoulder stand tight movement. We'll do the other side because we only pulsed on one side. So feet on the wall. We're going to bring yourself up into that shoulder stand, interlace fingers, roll those shoulders, and then we're going to walk out into a reverse plank is what this is called, reverse plank movement, and then back. But really pushing into that wall to activate through the quads. If this doesn't feel good for your neck, you can just come onto the floor and do some bicycle crunches supporting the neck with your hands. Let's go for 3, for 2, and last one. Come back to your feet on the wall with knees bent. This time the left leg is going to point up and we pulse 30 seconds. So we're pulsing that left foot straight up towards the ceiling. That right glute is responsible for extending the hip. So your right glute is going to be on fire. Push your right heel in towards the wall. Keep your gaze straight up, not moving the neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down and slowly roll the back, undo your grip, and the spine releases onto the floor. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a little cuddle, a little rock from side to side. Roll over. Let's do the bendy one. Pad up the left knee, right knee out. Make sure that you have padding on that left knee. I can't say that enough. So to come up, you can stay in this lunge if this option is enough for you. Push that foot into the wall though and come from strength. Otherwise, in pistol grip, lift up, back bend, push the fingers into the wall and also push the foot into the wall. Squeeze the glutes, tilt the tailbone, chin to chest. The goal is to hold this for as long as you can. It can feel quite intense. I've been doing this for a little while, so it feels actually quite nice for me. But when I first did this, it made me feel quite nauseous. So just take it easy if you need a break. You can inhale, lengthen, come out of it. Or if it's too much for your back, you can just do it in the legs and push your foot into the wall and straighten through the spine. Let's go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release the hands, bring your knees together, sit on your heels, and take a breath. Spine is neutral. It's a really great way to get into your flexibility. All right, we're going to do that again, but we're going to use our hamstring friend. So left knee onto the floor, right knee out. Pad up the left knee. Hands interlaced on the right quad. Now, instead of doing pushing, we're going to pull the foot in towards the butt and back. If this is too much pressure on the knee, you can actually just bring the hands down to take some of that weight off. You get any cramps in the toe, just flex the foot. Keep that breath. If you can bring your ujjayi breath into this, it really helps. If you get that tweak in the hamstring, just take a break. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Releasing that leg. Couple of minutes left. Perfect amount of time for some stretches. So first one is a shoulder stretch against the wall. So standing against the wall. So this wall's on my right side. So my left foot is out. My right leg is back. I'm going to place my hand behind me. So my right hand that's towards the wall is behind me. I'm going to come into a warrior or a crescent lunge pose, push my hand into the wall, and then turn my torso straight. So what's happening here from the side is I'm opening through the shoulder. So I'm twisting my hips forward and my shoulder is forced to stay open against the wall. Take it easy. Don't overstretch it. This is a really strong one. Get even deep into the legs as well as an opportunity to feel into the leg stretch too. Gently twist your hips towards the wall and we'll change directions. So we're coming into a lunge into the opposite side. So my left hand is back towards the wall now. I come deep into the twist, deep into my lunge, and then my hips come straight. So I'm more open in this chest. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get closer to the wall, because what that's going to mean is that the stretch is stronger. So if you're further from the wall, your stretch is going to be weaker. The closer you get, because I've got more mobility in this shoulder, I'm going to get closer. Keep the chin through to the chest just to relax the neck. And breathe into that space. Bring in that ujjayi breath. One last breath. Gently coming up, facing to the wall first to be gentle coming out of that stretch. Hamstring stretch, right foot towards the floor, towards the wall, and then start to straighten the leg. See how you feel. Maybe you'll have a little bit of a play with folding over, and maybe depending on how you're feeling today or how flexible you are, you might be able to get your chin close towards your leg. Try to get nice and long through the chest so we're not rounding too much. A bend, see my knees quite bent because my hamstrings are very tight. That's okay. And once you're up here, you can start to even play with tensing the quad, which is the opposite to the hamstring, and try to straighten the leg. Bend the knee, other side, come out gently. Left leg up, straighten through the leg. You'll start to feel it. Hands come onto the back of the quad, maybe walking yourself a little closer. Grow long through chest and exhale, fold forward. Playing with that straightening of the leg. On this side, you can see my hamstrings much happier. My leg is a lot straighter. Gently releasing the leg. And we are done for our 30-minute Brave Sculpt class. So I will see some of you in the next class for the yoga session for an hour. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me some feedback whether you liked the wall session. It was pretty fun putting it together for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see some of you in the next session. Bye, guys.